I have a question. What's the difference between mind and consciousness? And where is mind in Patichcha Samuppada?
Yes, in Patichcha Samuppada, we are going to learn this. Actually, when we think about according to our experience, mind is a conceiving what arises from the consciousness as a work of consciousness. Consciousness means do not think those words as things. Uh, in Pali language, consciousness, the word, the meaning, the translation of consciousness is um, vijnana. Then jnana mean that word is vijnana. Jnana mean understands. Then we mean a prefix. It used to tell specially. The idea of specially understands. So then sometimes Lord Buddha has preached what we specially understand, eye and visual, ear and sound, nose and tongue, like that. This duality, what we specially understands. Actually, Lord Buddha has never told about the world is existing or not. I told that in yesterday's sermon, but he always ask us to let it go to, let it comprehend according to our experience, like a artificial intelligent robot. When he go with his programming, he always uh, cling to that, and he's thinking, oh, I have to work, I am like this, like you know, he, he's involving in that programming. But sometime if sometime he come up from that situation, and when he look about himself, he will understand that there is just a programming is running there, like that way. We always want to focus on our experience, because in this moment, because of that consciousness, the suffering is arised. If there's no consciousness, there's no suffering. There is no if there is no conceiving, there is no suffering. I'll Today I'll focus on this point also in the sermon. According to Lord Buddha, a mind is, if we think about mind, or if we think about thoughts, Lord Buddha has preached that is sankata. It is preparated, abhisanchetida, prepared by mind, prepared by thoughts. Kaya dhammang, it's a way of ceasing. Vaya dhammang, it is in the way of vanishing. Uh, and viraga dhammang, it needs to be detached. And nirodha dhammang, it's under the nature of cessation, like that Lord Buddha has preached. So because why? Uh, we think about a mind. We can find a mind when some thought arises in our mind. If some in one time, if you feel some thought, as an example, you feel to listen to Dhamma. That is a Actually, that is a consciousness what arises in your mind. Because of this consciousness, you feel a mind and thought. Before that, your mind don't know any mind or a thought. In the worldly way, I can interpret. You can conceive the mind as the brain or something in the body way. But your experience, according to Buddhism, mind and thought mean a conceiving, because the idea of mind and thought arise from as a work of consciousness, as a work of mind consciousness. That's why I again and again mention Buddhism is not a theory like a science. It's not it's not like Western science. They are doing the analyzings, but it is not like that. It's not an analyzing. It just comprehend this, just inside this moment as according to our experience. Because in this experience, the suffering is arises. Then we have to cease the suffering in this moment. Because of conceiving, suffering arises. If we stop the conceiving today, suffering will not be exist anymore. This dependent origination or dependent arising sermon set for that purpose. So listen carefully, and I'll try my best to explain you. Okay.
Thank you.
May you did you comprehend at least a bit?
I don't think I have priced the wisdom in a significant
Okay,
amount.
I'll try to explain well. Wait, in the sermon.
Yes, Venerable, I can understand.
It's nice to hear. Because the main problem is now so many conceivings is there, and the other thing is the suttas explanations are hidden by the society. Because so many people cannot understand the sutta explanations, because it's always focused on a on unworldly way, unworldly way. So it can not like normal ordinary thinking. It just like go up and see from the upside about the experiences, to be separate and watch like that. So the scientists what doing is they are in the human mindset, and they are analyzing the human way. Buddhism not like that. It is not involved in the human mindset and searching. Just go beyond and look at the human, like the experience. The Buddhism like that. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Enlightenment one. Dear listeners, today is the second sermon on the law of dependent arising. So listen very carefully and pay your close attention and try to comprehend your best. Last week, we have talked about the law of dependent arising, and we have kept three stanzas to as the theme of our sermon. Today, I would like to continue that last day explanation. So try to listen very carefully, and I'll preach you. Last time, our stanza was Yada have patu bhavanti dhamma athapino jahayato brahmanas Vidhupayang tittati atassa kankha vapyanti sabba yato pajanati sahetu dhamma. And next, that means when the phenomena manifest themselves to the ardently meditating Brahmin, then all his doubts get dispelled, since he knows the casual law. Yesterday, last week, we have explained how this happened. The phenomena manifest themselves to the ardently meditating Brahmin. If you involve in Dhamma, if you're involving in the meditation practices, or if you involving in the right mindfulness or right vision, but not normally ardently, then phenomena manifest themselves in his mind. Then all his doubts get dispelled, since he knows the casual law. Now we have talked about what are the phenomena, what are the doubts, and what are the casual law. Again, I'll recall the phenomena are all things what we consider as things. The eye is phenomena, the visuals is phenomena, ear is phenomena, sound is phenomena. Because why? It is just a consciousness you are experiencing, but after that, as a work of that consciousness, mind conceives an independent duality as an independent eye, as an independent visual, as an independent ear, as an independent sound. But there is just a consciousness. Truly there is existing just a consciousness, just cognition. That's why there's so many suttas we can look. We can look. We can read. Lord Buddha has preached because the I is sankatang abhisanchetetang kayadhammang vayadhammang viragadhammang nirodhammang. Because this body is this I is sankata. This is preparated. But preparated by what? How it's preparated? Now you can see your wall in front of you. But there is just a consciousness when you look at this. But as a work of that, mind as a work of that, mind shows you there is a visual, there is I. If you don't have a I consciousness, there is no any conceiving about the I. If you talked with me, if you talking with me, you have no idea about the I. You have no idea about your works. You have no idea about your children or family members. Why? Because Lord Buddha has preached in one sutta called King Mulaka Sutta, Manasikara Sambhava Uso Sabbedam. Manasikara Sambhava Sabbedam. That means all things meet to the attention. If you're conceiving anything, those all things meet to your attention. Then again, then that's why Lord Buddha has preached, it is preparated. A conceiving about I is preparated. How preparated? As an addition of I, visual, attention, and consciousness. Chakkum Patichcha Rupe Upajati Chakku Vijnana. The I, addition of I, visual, yeah, there need a I. The Lord Buddha has never told about there is no existing an I. Oh, existing also didn't tell. He always asks us to always focus on your experience, not in the conceivings. Always be in this very moment. If you are in this very moment, you have just cognitions. Because every conceivings go to future. If you conceiving, oh, there is an I exist or not, that also a thought what arises in your mind. That also just a cognition in the mind. So then he has preached Sankatang Abhisanchetita. Abhisanchetita means it's preparated by mind. If you think about the sound, when you my sound or that wall example, when you look at that, there is just a cognition, but you think you make it as your own. Oh, there is existing an independent wall there. If I look at this or not, if I got a cognition or not, but the wall is existing. I am existing. That's why I told you independent. But he don't know that idea also just a cognition in his mind, just a consciousness in his mind. That's why he said the conceiving about the I is preparated and preparated by mind, preparated by thoughts. Then Kaya Dhamma, it's in the nature in of wasting, decay as idea like that. Vaya Dhamma, it's in the nature of reducing like that way. And it's Viraga Dhamma, it's in the nature of disappointment or detachable. And it's the nature of Nirodha Dhamma, it's the nature of cessation. If you conceive a thing as a thing, if you conceive as a visual, if you conceive as a sound, you conceive as your body, these all things have to be waste, decay, uh, detach, cessation. We can look around those things. But if somebody understand this is just a cognition, there is nothing to be changed. There is just cognitions. At least he has no idea this cognition, this consciousness arising, passing. Also, he has no idea. Because why? If you think about this consciousness arising and passing away, that is also just a consciousness in his mind. That is also just a thought. That's why Lord Buddha has preached the Nibbana, the enlightenment means the stilling of all preparations, the relinquishment of all assets, the destruction of craving, detachment, cessation, extinction. The stilling of all preparations of the mind. There is no longer any preparations. But if you think about, oh, consciousness rising, passing away, what is that? Just a thought. According to his experience, it is correct or not, that is not your business. According to human experience, it is just a thought for you. As a Buddhist, we all have to consider in this way. Because why? The all fatigue, restlessnesses come from that conceiving. If you conceive the wall as thing, then if it broken or if it become ugly, you feel some suffering, some sorrow. But there is, if you haven't any conceiving, it's just a cognition, and again, so you can hear sounds, then ear cognition, and you feel some thought, that is mind cognition. If you uh, live in the present moment, there is just cognitions. So there is nothing to be worry. There is nothing to worry because no thoughts any longer. In that manner, you have to uh, practice. In this, the law of dependent arising sermon set, we are going to explain those things more accurately. So pay your close attention and try to understand. After that, that is that means the phenomena. Phenomena means what? We can tell the eye. At least the best idea is the all Patichcha Samuppada Dhammas, the things what are dependent originating are phenomena. If we think about avijja, the ignorance, it is a phenomena. If you think about preparations, it is the phenomena. As a consciousness, it's a phenomena. You think about name and form, that means external thing, naming by the conscious body, that called name and form. It's also just a consciousness, also a phenomena. And these six sense bases, phenomena. Feelings, phenomena. Preparations, phenomena. Craving, phenomena. Contact, phenomena. Clinging, phenomena. The thought of the thought of existence, also phenomena. Those all things in the Patichcha are phenomena, are dhammas. Those avijja, sankhara, etc., arising in your mind when you meditate very ardently. But his all doubts get dispelled. How? Since he knows the casual law. He knows it is just from what is the casual law? Iti imasming sati idang hoti, imasupada idang pajjati, imasming asati idang nohoti masa nirodha idang niruchati. This being, this comes to be. The rising of this arises. This not being, this does not comes to be. With the cessation of this ceases. That is the casual law. If you think about the eye, or the visual, or my sound, if you conceive as a sound, as a thing, there is just a consciousness. There is actually there is a consciousness, but the mind conceiving how that phenomena arised by preparating with the causes and effects. Now you think about the Venerable One's sound. If now you are conceiving like that, he's speaking, but it is because of causes. It is an effect of a cause. What is the cause? When your ear and my sound meet together, then your attention also need to go there. So you feel a ear consciousness, a cognition in the ear. Because of that, or as a work of that consciousness, your mind makes a duality. Mind conceives a duality. Oh, there is existing an actual, an independent sound and the ear, and a person who are listening. So that's why that is the casual law. This being, this comes to be. The arising of this arises. Is ignorance? Is there? Is when there is ignorance, preparations comes to be. With the rising of ignorance, preparations arises. There are preparations. There is be preparations. The consciousness comes to be. With the rising of preparations, consciousness arises. Like that, it is all Patichcha Samuppanna Dhammas are connected together. Each and every part of that. Each and every couple of words. Do not be fear. I'll explain by an example later. Now we can go to the Mahanidana Sutta. That is the biggest Nidana mean biggest summary of the Buddhism and biggest root of the Buddhism. What is the biggest root? Lord Buddha has preached there is a circle of name, form, and consciousness. The Patichcha Samuppada's most deepest point is the circle of name, form, and consciousness. I'll go to the example after explaining this. In one time, Lord Buddha's the monk who did his duties is we call Venerable Ananda. In that time, not I am. So one time he was an Sotapanna person, street mentor at that time. And one day he go to Lord Buddha and told him to, dear Lord, I can understand this Patichca very well. It's very easy. It's very simple to me. So on. Then Lord replied, Mahevang Ananda, don't say so, Ananda. Don't say so, Ananda. This Patichca is very deep and very hard to understand. Because of unknowing this, we are driven in this samsara. So don't tell like that. And he explained this main root, main summary of the Buddhism. What is the main summary? The circle of name, form, and consciousness. So listen very carefully. I'll explain. Dear listeners, what is called name and form? Name and form mean an external thing and the primary naming of the conscious body. Now you can hear my sound in the ordinary way. Sound is the form. Name mean your primary naming of your conscious body or your brain or something you can tell to that. What is the primary naming? First one is feeling. Nowadays, so many people, Lord Buddha explained what is naming. Vedana sanya chetana paso manasikaro idang ujjati nama. Feel sensations, preparations, volitional activities, contact and attention we call nama, name, we call name. because those are the primary things of naming. But nowadays so many people try to got the contact, the passa, to the front before the um, before the sensations. But it is not like that. In suttas, Lord Buddha has never talked about the theory. He just always try to focus on our experience. Our consciousness wake up. Our consciousness wake up and are conceiving about I am, that the self idea, uh, the personality idea, Sakkaya comes from arise from that arise from that mean it arise the personality idea arise with the arise with the sensation. Firstly, our mind become awakened uh, firstly by the conscious sensation. Now I'll give an example. Now you can hear my sound. There is sound is existing uh, in the ordinary way, not the noble way. We can tell sound is there. Then the naming also there. How? First your mind, your attention become focused that by the sensation. Then you perceive that there's a preparation or there's a Bhante sound. Then there's volitional activities. Oh yeah, understanding what I'm preaching. Uh, in a 1 second, it may be not long time. In 1 second, preparation is that. There is understanding also there. Then you feel the contact. After understanding that, if I talk about in another language, it also you're analyzing. Oh, this is another language. Like that way, volitional activities mean you have to um, understand that in yourself. So sensations, perceptions, volitional activities. Then Lord Buddha has preached the contact in the name and form. How the contact arises after the volitional activities. You feel, oh, there is an independent eye, independent ear, there's independent sound, and a soul who is listening, who got the consciousness. You feel the three parts: external, internal, and the middle. Middle is consciousness. You conceive the independent the things. So that concept arises in your mind as the after the volitional activities. After that, the attention also there. So as an addition of the form and the naming, when we uh, when we add these two together, that to this we can call as a consciousness. If there is a name and form, there is a consciousness, cognition. There is a cognition. If, now my sound is there. Now your conscious body analyzing the sensations, perceptions, volitional activities, contact, and attention. Then that means what? According to your experience, it is just a consciousness. It's just a cognition to you. And according to that, because of as a work of that cognition, mind again creates an duality. Oh, there is a sound. There is naming. Sound and naming. Clearly, it divides a duality. And again, because of that name and form, again you feel consciousness. Again, because of consciousness, mind makes duality. The ignorant mind makes duality. And again, because of that duality, again consciousness. That is the uh, main root of the Buddhism, what preached in Mahanidana Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, according to my memory, Majjhima Nikaya. So that is the main way You have to understand then the main root is the cycle of name, form, and consciousness. Now my sound and your conscious body is there. There's form and naming. Because of this form and naming, you feel a cognition. Because of that cognition, mind divides, conceives duality, sound and in I am, and the person who are listening. Again, it again because of that name and form makes a consciousness in that way. In a one sutta called Tissa Mettaya Sutta, according to my memory, it has a stanza like this: Yo ubante viditvana majje manthana lippati tam brumi mahapurisoti soda sibbani machaka. That means person who understands the duality and and detached to the middle, he will beyond the tailor, the person who sewing, making clothes, tailor, and I preach him as a noble person. Then what are the duality? What is the middle, and who is the tailor? According to this now explanation, we can interpret that as dualities, name and form. Middle is consciousness. Tailor is craving. The dualities is external things and internal naming. But the middle is just a consciousness. But the tailor is the craving. What craving do is, craving got that duality and sweep that by ignore the consciousness, ignore the middle. Consciousness, the tailor's work is, the craving's work is, ignore the middle, ignore the consciousness. It ignore because of craving. You does not feel, you don't feel this is just a cognition, just a consciousness. But it shows you a duality, only duality. Oh, there is sound, there is I am, the person who are listening. But because of the as a work of craving, it ignores this is just a consciousness. This interpretation is not done by me. This name and form, consciousness and craving, it is in the Majjhe Sutta. In the same sutta, this stanza is in Tissa Mettaya Sutta in Sutta Nipata, and its explanation having another sutta called Majjhe Sutta. Uh, I can't remember what is the book name, where is it located. That sutta called Majjhe Sutta. There is a few other explanations also for that. We have to explain this stanza later. So for now, I only got this. I only got this interpretation only. So there's a duality. The craving shows, craving swew, make only this by ignore the consciousness. Because of that main root, for the normal people's understanding, Lord Buddha linked it to that old Patichcha Samuppada, how the consciousness work is making a duality, and name and form mean just a consciousness. So it is like combined children, combined child. We cannot be removed. But because why? If there is name and form, there is consciousness is there. If there is consciousness, it is a reflection of name and form. So what Lord Buddha had done is healing this duality to consciousness, to the name and form, to six and spaces in the Samuppada. Now I'll go to a deep example. Now you feel you have an idea to I have to do this. I have to study. This is a thought. One thought. I have to study. In this thought, it is little hard to explain. But if we take the idea like a thought like she or he is very beautiful. That is very easy to explain. She or he is very beautiful. This thought, or the thought as I have to study, it is in that thought there is consciousness and there is ignorance also there. That's why I said the phenomena means all things. If you think I have to study and you conceive there a real independent thought comes to my real mind, there is ignorance, there is preparations, there is consciousness, there is name and form, there is six and spaces, there is contact, there is feelings, there is craving. Everything is there. All phenomena is there in that just a thought. In that just thought. So how ignorance is working at that time? When you feel I have to study, it's just a consciousness, but mind shows you a duality. Oh, there is a thought and mind. A real thought come to my real mind. But it is not your experience, it is your conceiving. The ignorance means the unknowing of Four Noble Truths. You don't know. When I conceive like that, it is suffering. You don't know that. If you feel I have to study and you got this thought as a thing, you have fatigue, restlessness. Oh, I need to study. So many suffering in your mind. What if you think when you got a thought, I have to study, just a combination of the mind, very peacefully. Uh, this moment now I will study, and you can study very well by staying in this very without staying the past or future. Because if you think about past or future, it is just the consciousness what arises in this very moment. So you don't know the ignorance, you don't know the suffering, and you don't know the cause of suffering. Because of that, because of a craving, because of desire, craving, your mind force you to take this duality, accept this duality. You don't know that the cause of craving, and you don't know the cessation of craving, the cessation of suffering. If I cease this craving to force to get the duality, this all sufferings will cease. You don't know that, and you don't know the way to cease the suffering. Need to listen this Dhamma from somebody and comprehend very well, get the right tuition, uh, right thoughts, right works, right speech, right works, right livelihood, then be right mindful to then do right effort to be right mindful, and right mindfulness to right consciousness. You don't know this is the way to cease the suffering. You have to, when you once you understand this reality very well, Then again and again he becomes a stream enterer, Sotapanna person. Then after that he again and again do effort to be mindful according to that right vision. Then there you are doing an effort. Then there is mindfulness. According to that mindfulness, uh, day by day, it makes a automatic mindful concentration. Be mindful, mindful, mindful with a long time more, so many effort. Then if you done that by an effort, but once you become a right concentration, it becomes an um, automatically without any force. You can keep the mindfulness. That's equal right concentration. So he don't know this is the way to cease suffering. That's why uh, because of that ignorance, the preparations comes to be. If there's ignorance, mean there is preparation. Preparations. What is the preparation? There is a thought and there is a mind. This is the mind, but it is just a consciousness, cognition, what arises in the mind. But you conceiving this, you are preparing. Oh, there is existing an independent mind and independent thought. Reality. There is preparations also there, and the consciousness. Preparations mean there's consciousness also there. What is the work of consciousness? Work of consciousness is I preached you earlier. Specially understands. Consciousness means specially understands what in external and internal. Then now you can feel some similarity in each and every part. That's why I early said you uh, this being, this comes to be. With the rising of this arises, not that arises. This being, not that comes it is not like this being that comes to be. No, it's wrong. This being, this comes to be. Because why uh, we are talking in the main the part, the aspects of the main root. The ignorance, preparations, consciousness, name and form. This preparation have been, you have a consciousness. Because of consciousness, name and form, again you're thinking, oh, there is a real sound and there is me, and there is name and form, there is six and spaces, eye and visual, ear and sound, like the nose and smell. There is six and spaces also there. Because of this six and spaces, contact also there. What is contact? The idea of conceiving of internal, external, and soul, I myself. This idea also there. Now you're thinking, oh, I have to study uh, the name, how the name and form works. That is there is a thought as a form, and you have an imagination of your body or studying or something like that. Then the sensations, you again immediately feel a unpleasant feel sensation. Then perception have, oh, I have to study. And volitional activities, I want to do something very quickly. And there is contact also there. Contact mean the uh, accepting three points, three parts. That mean external, internal, and soul. You accept that also, and you have that attention also. So that then there's name and form. Because of name and form, that means mind and thought. You accept mind and thought. Mind and thought mean contact. You accept the theory of internal, external, and middle, and the person and the soul. And this contact mean there is sensations. Contact means is there contact? There is sensations. Sensations mean there is craving. Because of craving, there is clinging. I again remind you the main deep point of Patichcha Samuppada is just a circle of name, form, and consciousness, nothing else. Each and every part of that undergoing that concept, the cycle of name, form, and consciousness. When we talk about sensations, it's also cognition. When we talk about the contact, it's also cognition. Each and every part have that thing. After that, there's consciousness. There is um, contact is there. The sensations you feel pleasant sensation when you got an idea to I have to study. Then you have to craving to be to detach, to be to free from this. You have a craving from study, and you feel clinging. Oh, I have to study or something like very hardly feeling called clicking. But it's also just a consciousness in your mind, just a cognition clicking. Because of that clicking, you have the feeling of existence. You feel, oh, there is a real world, and I am existing in this real world. Existence. When you have existence, when the karma is finished in according to this body, you have to reborn in another body according to your karma. Then you have to face to the decay, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, despair, and this is the main, this is the entire mass, rising of entire mass of suffering. So in this way, uh, now you can get an idea why those all things is there. I have an answer for that. The answer is Lord Buddha has comprehended this Patichcha Samuppada, this law of dependent arising, by not ignorance to suffering. He understands this suffering to ignorance. That is the case so many parts in this law. Because his problem, he vacated from his palace is, oh, I have to be die. I have to get sick. I have to be old, decay, and uh, those are the things he need. What are the causes to get rid from his palace? In the in the in his past things gives us some information. In Lord Buddha's time, he had 3 palaces. One palace 7 floors, one palace 5 floors, another palace 3 floors. 3 palaces is there for 3 times of the year, and he just for him has 40,000 virgin ladies for his use, and as his whole army, his own bodyguards also virgin girls, also his all servants also virgin girls, and his all bands and everything is virgin girls. 40,000 only for his use in his late time as a prince. He has no software at all. He's the only crown prince in that time. But he just have the problem is, oh, I have to be die. I have to be decay. I have to get sick. What a usefulness of those. That's why he feel to get rid from samsara. So before he understands the Buddhahood, he got the knowledges of watching previous lives and divine eye. How this person now die and becoming another this place as this way, or this animal died here and died this way. That this type of divine I also have. It is not only to Lord Buddha. Everyone can achieve those by how you have to develop your concentration up to fourth jhana, fourth level, and when you go to fourth jhana, then it needs to be purified. After it purify, your consciousness of breathing also stop, heartbeat also stop. Then you can't hear sounds also. So in that moment, after you get out from that, immediately what you fill your mind in, fold your mind to watch the previous lives. Mind will shows you the previous lives. If you feel to divine eye, it shows the divine eye. Anything. So that is the way of that. So this is a normal procedure. Then he look those things and he feel, oh, in or every time I uh, I I I becoming um, decay, sick, death, and becoming sick, decay, death, each and every time. Then when he looks at the other beings, oh, they are becoming, they are die, becoming, oh, again, like this. So after, because of that, he starts to insight how this suffering is existing. What is the cause of this suffering? He got the idea, oh, the birth is the cause of suffering. Is the birth is there is a birth, there's suffering. Suffering comes to be. With the rising of birth, suffering arises. Like this way, one by one, he understands to the uh, until ignorance. I think you all know the Patichcha Samuppada, dependent arising, so I will not going to explain all things. So when he birth, then he got to understand the cause of birth is the concept of existence, conceiving of existence. Because of existence, the cause of existence is clinging from craving from sensations from contact from name and form. No, sorry, six sense bases from name and form from consciousness from, again he understands in, he said in Mahanidana Sutta, again he understands um, consciousness from, again name and from, again consciousness. Then he understands this circle. After that, what he's done is telling ignorance of this circle is ignorance, and the system and the working of this circle is preparations. Then the Patisamuppada is completed. The circle of the ignorance of circle of name, form, and consciousness is ignorance. Patisamuppada. And the preparation of name and form and consciousness, circle of name and form and consciousness is preparations. Then it cling to consciousness, name and form, and the other parts. But the main point is this is a circle. Each and every time the external things naming and the consciousness, again consciousness makes a duality. Again consciousness, again duality, again consciousness, again duality. Like this way, this never ending conceiving is running. So you have to understand there is just a consciousness. I'll tell you an comparison. If some dog go in the um, go walk in the bridge, he can look at his face in the water. When it look at its face in the water, sometimes he bark, he got angry, or pleasant or unpleasant, or neither pleasant or no unpleasant feeling he can get. But dog thinks the thing there is existing a thing. I am looking because I can see, so I look at this. But he doesn't know, because of his looking, he can see that. But he thinks like how he thinks. Because of seeing, I looked at. But actual thing is, because of looking, he can see that. Because dog look at into the water, then he can see his shadow reflection. But it thinks not like that. It think, oh, I can see. That's why I look. That we call ignorance. In our day-to-day lives also, our all experience also like that. We think we can see, then that's why we look. But the actual thing is, because of we pay the attention, we got those things as things. And finally, I'll tell another story in Buddhism, in a Jataka, in Lord Buddha's past life, and he was a very clever minister in a one king in the past times, in his past lives. One time, that is from Ummagga Jataka, Manipanya mean the question of the problem of gem. This this king got a message. Is there a huge gem in the water, in a pond? So he sent somebody to bring that bring that gem. Then he doesn't he didn't clever to get that. After that, he sent his oldest minister to that. Then he also checked to got that he reduced all water of the pond, and he reduced the mud of the pond, and again try and try. When the water again fills, again he can see the gem in the water. They don't know what to do. After that, the king called 12 bodhisattva, called in that time, his name was in Ummagga Jataka, his name was this time I can't remember his name. To our bodhisattva and ask him to get this gem. Then he ask a plate and put in the water. Where can you see the gem? Then they can see the gem in the on the top of the plate also. Then he told to king, "Oh king, the gem is not in the water." The king asked, where is it? Oh, it is the top of that tree. You can put somebody and get it from its it's there is a nest. The bird's nest is there. Maybe it is in that. Ask it to bring it. So in that way, he brings the gem. There's a story. So in likewise, we are thinking the actual things are here. We are looking those things, but all things are conceivings in our mind. All things what we experience is cognitions, consciousnesses. Or if we conceive as things, these all things are in the under the nature of uh, wasting, under the nature of decay, under the nature of the detachment, under the nature of cessation. We have nothing to be worried. We don't need to be worried because that is the nature. But we don't think there is just a reflection. There is just a reflection of the name and form on the consciousness. We don't think like that. We don't have such a wisdom. Once you comprehend, there is no gem in the water. It is in the mind. You can compare this comparison to our today's sermon. So when the avijja in the Lord Buddha has speech, avijjayatveva asesa viraga nirodho sankhara nirodha. Avijjayatveva means avijjayatu eva. That means but. But when the fully remainless cessation of by the remainless cessation of ignorance, preparations ceases, and all other things in that very moment, suffering also ceases. When the ignorance remainlessly cease, preparations, consciousness, name and form, contact, sensations, craving, clinging, existence, birth, sorrow, lamentation, all things are ceased. We have to cease the ignorance. Ignorance because of craving. So we know the reality, but we have a craving to do those things. So I have to again and again recall you. You have to be mindful, and you have to practice the Dhamma in this very moment. If you got angry, if you think, oh, I'll get angry and after a little time I'll solve my anger. If you think like that, you are not a disciple of Lord Buddha. You have to do this in this very moment. If you feel lust or desire, it wants to cease in this very moment, not at the past, not in the future. That's called right effort. If you haven't this, you cannot develop right mindfulness. In Pahana Sanya, Lord Buddha has preached, Uppannānaṁ kāma vitakkhānaṁ nādivāseti pajahati vinodeti bhyanti karoti anabhavam kameti. That means if you feel any have another four sentences also. If you feel any lustful thought or desireful thought or hatred thought or some insulting thought or any kind of demerit thought, nadivaseti, don't be happy about that thought. Don't accept that. Nadivaseti, pajahati, please separate that. Vinoditi, cease that, vanish that thought. Vinoditi, bhyanti karoti, to be fully separated from that. And anabhavam gameti, do not arise it, do not get it again, do not give a chance to come it again. That's what we have to do. So I wish you all to comprehend, become a stream enterer anyway, anyhow in this very life, and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Lord Buddha's dispensation. So may the noble triple gems blessings with you all.
Thank you, Venerable. Is there any question?
Is that sermon understandable? Is this sermon understandable to you all?
Good morning, Venerable.
Good morning.
I just have a query. How to get above the cravings? Because cravings cause desire and desires cause suffering. So craving is the root cause of suffering. How to overcome craving?
How to overcome the path of the suffering, just the Noble Eightfold Path. That is, I'll explain. This, if you, this question is very useful. If someone can record this also, I'll explain how to get, how to beyond the suffering. There is just a one path to cease the suffering. That is the Noble Eightfold Path. First, you have to comprehend the noble right vision. Oh, this is just a just a consciousness. What is the Four Noble Truths? Need to understand firstly. So after you understand this, your thoughts going to convert into be separate from desires, separate from hatred, separate from insulting. After that, you feel to be moral with your speech. I will not tell lies. I will not tell rumors. I will use the good words only. After that, your works also need to become moral. I will not do the sexual misconduct or killing beings or stealing or taking intoxicants. And you have to live in the right livelihood. I'll do this kind of good job for my livelihood. And after that, you need the right effort to be right mindful, to develop the right mindfulness. Right mindfulness, we have the Satipatthana meditations. More than 20 meditations is there. Right? Satipatthana meditations for overcome, for be settled in that right vision. How we can constantly constantly work with that vision is we have to do more effort to live in that mindfulness, to do be mindful. It can be take some time, but you have to gain the effort again and again. When you effort like this, the soil of the sand of a beach. When we get sand of the beach to our hand, it go out from our fingers, through our fingers. The effort also like that. Again and again we need to get the effort. Then again and again be right mindful according to that right vision. When we practice like this, day by day, our right mindfulness going to be a right concentration. Now we do it by our own effort, but now it's going to be without any effort. Automatically, your concentration under the right mindfulness. That's what we told, right concentration. When somebody understands the right vision, he becomes a stream enterer, Sotapanna. Then when he start to meditate, do right effort to be right mindful, then he becomes after some time, it is very huge topic, I will tell in very summarizedly. It will he can tell just the Sakadagami once written. Then after that he doing more effort, do more effort to be mindful, and he attain the right concentration also. Then in that concentration, uh, he got fulfilled. Now he can stay in the right concentration the all time. So that right concentration also well settled. In that time we called uh, the non-returner, the anagami person. But in that time also he just have a idea, or where is in somehow in somewhere I am there's a I am he knows very well there's no I am, but have just a just like a dust of ignorance is existing. So when he meditate well, doing more effort, then he can attain the arhatship. That is the path to cease the suffering. You have to be mindful by the right effort. That is the only path. Did you understand?
Thank you, Venerable.
How's the how's your meditations?
Meditations are going well, Venerable. Just trying to be mindful more and more.
What about others? Uh, do we talked about meditations now?
My meditation is going back because I cannot separate myself from the thoughts. They just get me and they're very intrusive. Intrusive.
What can we do? Get the determinations, my dear. To be to separate some time to morning and the night. Morning 15 minutes for walking meditation. After you wake up is very better. Then again 15 minutes or 20 minutes for the sitting meditation. You have to, if you need, you can keep an alarm, and until the alarm ringing, you don't think about the time. You just do meditation. How you can do the walking meditation is day by day I'll increase the meditation power. So if you cannot go with this Satipatthana meditations, because I'm going to preach one by one the Satipatthana meditations. If you're not able to do these meditations, so I have to preach a one meditations to you all, because if not, anyone will not comprehend the right. You're not able to do that Satipatthana meditation. You're not able to get the experience of the all Satipatthana meditations. I plan to do one meditation for 1 week now, isn't it? So please tell your comments. If all not able to do that, so I have to select one meditation and have to give one meditation to you all. What do you think? everyone. And you must get a determination to meditate at least half an hour to the morning and night. 15 minutes for walking meditation, more than 15 minutes for sitting meditation.
Thank you, Panda. I'll try.
No, I ask about the all members comment to continue one Satipatthana meditation for 1 week or one meditation for all. Which is better? Hong Sing?
Um, your morning and night suggestion seems very good, sir.
No, how you like to continue as our plan? No, give one meditation for the all time.
Sorry, sir. I do not understand. What do you mean by one meditation, sir?
One meditation mean I select one meditation from the Satipatthana and give only that to the all time, because now before my plan was to give a chance to experience the all meditations. No, so now I feel everyone cannot meditate. They didn't meditate, so it is useless to go to the next meditation of Satipatthana. So rather better to give a one meditation after until people meditate well. Isn't
Yes, sir. Maybe we can start with the one meditation, sir.
another one also give their answers. Boon's land.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe one meditation is after we've mastered it to some degree, we can do something else.
Yep, I agree. I think one meditation to start with.
Okay. So listen very well. I'll explain one meditation. So I'll not explain this much again in other sermons and after other things. If someone joined newly, we can share the voice clip. So listen carefully, and if need, please record that. Okay, I'm going to preach the Salayatana meditation. Salayatana means the mindfulness in 6 sense spaces. If you want to meditate, you must meditate twice a day at least. The morning after you wake up, do not be lazy. 15 minutes walking meditations, 15 minutes, at least 15 minutes sitting meditation. If you can do sitting meditation at least 30 minutes, it's rather better. Unless 15 minutes. Add to your daily routine. Anyhow, I do that. If I have any problem, I must do this meditation anyway. The night before go to the bed, also must do that meditation. 15 minutes walking, 15 minutes sitting, at least. But I like if you can meditate 20 minutes for walking and 40 minutes for sitting. It's rather better. So, first of all, we can talk about how to be mindful in our day-to-day life, day-to-day activities, and the walking meditation, according to a mindfulness of 6 sense spaces. First of all, you have to select a corridor or a line. It's rather better to put a carpet to memorize your path, your route. So you have to walk very carefully. Your mindfulness always in the external world. Now you have to collect that mindfulness into your body. Always we are thinking on our mind goes to visuals, sounds, tastes, smells, tangibles, thoughts, always in the external world. But now you're going to collect this mindfulness to your body. Now you lift the leg and keep the leg again up, down, you're walking. And you're turning back and again walking. This must not be the mind reciting or up, down, no, not like that. Just collect the mindfulness to your body and be very very mindful in your body postures and body signals. If you blink your eyes, understands I am blinking, not reciting, just understand that. Or blinking. When your fingers waving, understand that. Very nicely, totally give your fully mindfulness to your body, how it works. No any thinking, just be mindful. When you do like this way, you can link this meditation to the 6 sense spaces meditation. So you can you can pay your attention to your foot. Now your main topic is, your main thing is foot conscious, the foot tangible. Foot tangible arising, again passing, next foot arising, next foot, next foot to next foot. You can feel the tangible. Each and every tangible, your ignorant mind shows you a duality. There is an independent flow and there is an independent leg body. You feel that. But it is just a conceiving, but there is just a consciousness, cognition is there, nothing else. The foot and flow is just a conceiving of the mind. Lord Buddha had preached in Salayatana Sutta, Salayatana meditation, Chakkuncha pajanati, rupecha pajanati. Chakkung rupang tadupayang uppajati, sanyojanancha pajanati. He understands the eye, understands the visual, understands the things what arise from the addition of eye and visual. That is the meditation. According to that you have to look into the duality, what arises in your mind. How the mind conceiving, the flow and the foot. Again, when the tangible arise from the other foot, or the foot, the flow and the foot. Again, next leg, flow and the foot. Flow, foot, like that way. One by one, you can insight, you can think, but not, you can understand, but not the actual independent one. You have to insight like this way, what conceives by your mind. What conceives or mind conceiving the flow and foot. Again, you feel the cognition of your foot, Then you look into the ignorance, uh, ignorant work or conceiving flow and the foot. When you once you look at to this ignorance, to this delusion can't be last long. It must cease, and the wisdom will appear. So again and again, when you foot and flow, you look into this conceiving, you can understand this is just a consciousness. Once you comprehend this is just a consciousness, and once your mindfulness become very well, you are able to just do nothing and be awakened to the cognitions, and be awakened to your cognitions or cognitions arising passing, but cannot think arising passing, because if you think arising passing, it is a cognition of the mind. It also, so let's be without any thing. You can meditate. After 5-10 minutes, you looking into the conceivings. The conceivings cannot be last long. Then your minds be settled with the cognition. This is just a cognition like that. And when you doing the walking meditation, if you feel some thought, in that way also you can conceive, thought and mind. Not the actual thought and mind. You incite the conceiving, but conceiving of the mind. Mind conceiving, now just consciousness, but now on the mind conceiving, thought, mind, mind. And once you hear the sound, sound and ear. When you look at into this conceiving, it cannot be last long. So you will understand, this is just a consciousness. After that, you have to be with it, be with that understanding. Now I told 3 things. Collect your mindfulness in your body, and after that, give the main mindfulness to your foot, and when it arising passing, I linked it to the Salayatana meditation, the 6 sense bases meditation, and inside the reality, inside the making of duality, conceiving of duality. Then after that you will feel, this is a cognition. After that you have to be with that wisdom. Then you can walk very well. When you turn back, you understand, it's the cognition of the body. If you feel your body, this is my body, it is also just a thought, just a cognition. Always try to be free from thoughts. Try to be free from all preparations. You can be free from the preparations. You can still the preparations, but you need the right vision. But you need Lord Buddha's teachings. The wisdom, to appear the wisdom. This is the walking meditation. After that, you can meditate in your sitting meditation. How? After do the walking meditation, then can sit for the sitting meditation. First of all, you can be mindful to your breath. And when you breathe in and breathe out, you will feel just normally, in the ordinary way, is you conceiving, there's a wind, air, and there's my nose, there's my body. But now you are going to understand this is just a cognition. When you breathe in and breathe out, this is just a cognition. Now you have to understand this very well. When you breathe in, you look into that to the conceiving of the mind. This is not the Anapanasati meditation. This is we got the breathe in the breath as an object to the salayatana mindfulness of six sense bases. Just that. When you breathe in, you feel the nose and the body and tangible, air and body, air and nose, like that. When breathe in, air and nose, breathe out, air and nose, air and body. You feel you can look into this conceiving. When you look into this conceiving, you will quickly feel, this is just a cognition. In with that understanding, you can stay. When you stay like that, you can be awakened for all things what arise to you, what are in your attention. You can hear some sound. Sound and ear. If you be very practiced with the meditation, or just a cognition, you will not conceive it. Then you have to do nothing. Just experience the emptiness. The thought comes. Thought and mind. When you look into this duality, you will feel very peace. And do this thing more and more. After that, you will feel an emptiness to your mind. That we call, there is three vimuktayatana called Animitta, Apanihita and Shunyata. Animitta mean one type of vipassana samadhi, vipassana concentration. Feel no any object to the mind. That moment may be without any attachment to anything, and it may be an emptiness. That feeling must be one of those three things. If you think if you experience of emptiness, okay, there you each and every object just a consciousness to you. You will not take those things as a thing, but in very deeply your mind conceiving the emptiness and the person who is experiencing. There is also working ignorance, or there is an independent emptiness and the one who's experiencing. And you have to inside this also. When you look at this, your mind you can feel from the inside of that emptiness, you will feel some stage like placed some rock in your mind, huge rock in your mind. Nothing can do. You will extract to you absorb to that way. You cannot prepare anything. You cannot think anything. That we call the stilling of all preparations. That's we call Nibbana. That is the rather peaceful and rather excellent thing in the whole world. So I wish you all to attain the Nibbana as soon as possible in this very life. Nibbana can be attained according to Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arahants, according to their wisdom. Nibbana mean, again I mentioned, Nibbana means the stilling of all preparations. Okay. Can you do that? Can you do
Thank you,
that?
Bhante.
Will be the recording of this meditation, so we can go through it again.
Now you must be promised to me to do this meditation. Do anyway, huh? Meditation would be very nice. Now I explained until attain the Nibbana. You can attain the Nibbana. Also, I now preached. Now you have to work in yourself. I cannot give it to you as a degree or diploma. So you have to work hard and attain your spiritual stages as your own. Okay. Then have a nice day. Then we can leave, no? Then practice your meditations daily, yeah? Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
May the Noble Triple Chips bless you all.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.